In the headlines, Dominica records 8 new cases of COVID-19. Renewed efforts to fight black sigatoka after a delay of several weeks. And the Financial Intelligence Unit reports success in its cash seizure cases. I'm Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, as of Wednesday, 25th November, Dominica recorded 8 new cases of COVID-19. Chief Medical Officer Dr. David Johnson gave the statistics on the 8 new cases during a press briefing of the Ministry of Health on Wednesday.
The first of this new case is a 50-year-old Dominican male. He denies recent travel and also denies being exposed to any known COVID-19 positive case or anyone displaying COVID-like symptoms. The second of the new case, that is from last press briefing, is a 19-year-old female of Nigerian origin. She denies any recent travel or contact with a positive or probable COVID-19 case. The third of these new cases is a 30-year-old female with travel history from high-risk countries and entered Dominica on November 13, 2020. Our fourth such new case is a 48-year-old male with a travel history from the UK and arrived in Dominica on November 14th.
Dr. Johnson pointed out that Dominica continues to maintain the protocols established for people traveling from high-risk countries.
Our fifth case, new case, is a 60-year-old male. He was quarantined at a private certified quarantine facility. He was tested for COVID-19 on November 19th, and the result received on the 20th of November was positive for COVID. We had a sixth case, which is a 24-year-old male from the Dominican Republic. He was tested during contact tracing on November 21st, and the result received on the 23rd showed that he was positive for COVID-19. Our seventh and eighth new case, or cases, sorry, these last 2 cases arrived in Dominica from high-risk countries and were quarantined initially at the government quarantine facility. Coming from high-risk country, you will be quarantined in Dominica based on our protocol.
Currently, there are 12 active cases in the country, all of whom are asymptomatic and at quarantine facilities. Dr. Johnson says the country has been prudent in its COVID-19 management and has kept to international best practices.
To date, none of our COVID-19 cases from since the onset of the pandemic or since we identified the first case in Dominica, none of these cases required mechanical ventilation. We have so far a total of 68 cases that have recovered successfully. We have 0 deaths in Dominica, and we have conducted at our national laboratory based at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital to date a total of 5,752 PCR tests based on international standards. And of these, we had 5,672 negative cases based on international standard and best practices.
In more top stories, The Financial Intelligence Unit is reporting success in its operations for the year so far. The Financial Intelligence Unit, FIU, is a pivotal department in the national effort to combat money laundering, terrorist financing, and other financial crimes. Director of the FIU, Mickelson Farrell, says to date there have been 5 successful cash seizure cases by the unit.
For the period, the FIU effectively dealt with a series of cash seizure cases in collaboration with the law enforcement agencies, to include the Customs and Excise Division and the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. Number of seizures, 5, with a cash value of $67,824. Number of seizures, 1, with a cash value of $819,797.86. Number of successful forfeitures, 3, with a cash value $93,923.61.
2 accounts exist to effectively manage the funds obtained during cash seizures and cash caught by proceeds of crime.
The proceeds of crime detained fund serve as an escrow account into which funds are deposited and held pending the outcome of the cases before the court. The asset forfeiture fund serves as a final repository for funds forfeited to the state. As of November 2020, the following balances were recorded on the respective accounts. Asset Forfeiture Fund, the balance $3,082,464.54. The Proceeds of Crime Detained Fund, $1,375,895.75.
As regards money laundering, the unit collaborated with other law enforcement agencies in pursuing 5 money laundering investigations.
In the conduct of one of the unit's core functions, the unit pursued a number of money laundering investigations, coordinating its activity with other law enforcement agencies, as well as the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP. 5 investigations were actively considered. Money laundering investigations, 3. Money laundering prosecution, 2. Number of persons charged, 2.
In more developments, public and private sector stakeholders are being commended for their role in ensuring schools function at some level of normalcy during the COVID-19 pandemic. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Chandler Hyacinth, who was speaking at the installation of soap dispensers at the Roseau Primary School as part of Israel Aid's WASH program, says that organization, which has been present in Dominica since the passage of Hurricane Maria, has been instrumental in creating safe school environments no matter the circumstances.
You have worked with UNICEF in the Safe School project. After training, some 72 schools were provided with funding. Each school received $4,000, and they were to implement a safe school project, and you were instrumental in that. You have conducted several workshops on safe school, building capacity, improving quality in our schools. You have helped us to set standards for safe schools. You have facilitated training in disaster risk management. You have conducted training in crisis management and how we could handle climatic events.
Hyacinth says several other partners have come on board to ensure the safety of children in the school environment, including UNICEF, which donated 66 Chromebooks to the education sector and is also carrying out repairs to WASH facilities at educational institutions around the country.
We have also gotten tablets from Rubis for one of our primary schools. This is another organization which has helped us in our blended approach to learning. Then we also want to use this opportunity to recognize Casino Furniture, managed by Miss Patricia Mills, for a donation of 120 thermometers, which we have distributed to all our schools. All that is in an effort to ensure that our facilities are safe and our facilities are in a position that we can combat the spread of COVID.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid. But there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Welcome back. The fight against the black sigatoka disease continues with the onset of spray cycle 42. Spraying is an essential component towards keeping this disease under control to ensure Dominica's banana and plantain crop are healthy and export ready. Officer in charge of the Banana and Plantain Management Unit in the Ministry of Agriculture, Julian Elwin, says the weather for the past few weeks had delayed the start of the current spray cycle.
Cycle 41 ended on October 13th, 2020. But as we all know, we have had continuous rains day and night for about 6 weeks, and that affected the start of the cycle 42, and has resulted in a bit of flare-ups around the island. We are dealing with this in cycle 42 with use of oil and tilt, which is a very potent fungicide. So we expect to see a turnaround in the flare-ups within a matter of 3 weeks.
Banana and plantain farmers are being advised to prepare their farms for the spraying cycle in order to reduce the risk of loss.
That would include distraction, de-leafing, and I would go one more step to say we advance de-leafing because of the aggressiveness of the leaf spot with the continuous rains, and the normal weed control and drainage and density management with the suckering practices. We also have a group of farmers as well who do their own spraying, the commercial core farmers which have larger acreages and feel the need to spray their farms in a more advanced manner than the rest of the farmers, to manage the risks of loss from the timeliness from the contracted cycle. We also have in Grand Bay area where we created a few groups of farmers, especially in the Grand Colibri and Makato areas, to do their own spraying.
Spray cycle 42 is expected to end in the next 3 weeks. And the general public is being cautioned that the process to approve land titles is dependent on a number of factors. The word of advice from Acting Registrar of the Land Titles Registry, Vincia Auguste-Francois, who says one of the most popular questions posed to her department is the length of time to process certificates of title.
Just to give you an idea, where for example a transfer is in order, and there are no corrections or amendments to be made to the memorandum of transfer, to the plans, or to the valuation report, it can take a period of 6 to 8 weeks to complete processing. In the alternative, where there are corrections or amendments to be made, it will very likely take a longer time to process. Generally, part transfers take a longer time to be processed because it has to go through a hatch-off stage. Requests for first certificate of titles also take a longer processing time because By their very nature, they are different and different rules apply to them.
Auguste Francois says the use of a solicitor will help things go smoothly in the preparation of the legal documents needed for the process.
I have always encouraged customers to utilize the services of a solicitor in the matter of the registration of their property. This generally assists in the reduction of technical and other errors associated with preparation of the necessary legal documents for presentation, payment of the appropriate transfer fees, and ensuring that everything is in order to facilitate the process. Another common factor causing delay is the need for surveyors to come into the registry to do what we refer to as the hatch-off. And that means that the surveyor would have to come into the registry in person and conduct a demarcation on the parent title.
The acting registrar of land titles says to date, well over 800 certificates of title have been approved.
From the 1st of January 2020 up to today's date, a total of 869 certificates of titles were signed and delivered. For that period, the registry processed a total of 296 manual certificates of titles and a total of 494 digital certificates of titles. For that period also, the registry processed a total of 558 mortgages, caveats of seizures, and requests for conversion of equitable mortgage. For that period also, a total of 21 encumbrances were processed. For the same period, the registry also processed a total of 448 discharge of mortgages and withdrawal of caveats.
Auguste Francois says plans are well underway to relocate the land titles registry from its current location on the Roseau Bayfront to a more suitable location in the near future.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, the headlines again. Dominica records 8 new cases of COVID-19. Renewed efforts to combat the black sigatoka disease after a delay of several weeks. And the Financial Intelligence Unit reports success in its cash seizure cases. Feel free to access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis. And to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.